everybody? Eagles got the lead here, 13-7 over the Minnesota Vikings. Top takeaways reaction at halftime. Joining me, he is Shane at ShaneHalfNFL on Twitter. What's up, Shane?
What's up, Dives? I feel better now than I did in the first quarter a little bit. The Eagles finally decided to run the football with somebody other than Jalen Hurts, and what do you know, that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, let's jump right into just the general offense. All right, so Jalen Hurts, 10 of 13 for 84 yards, looking lost in that first quarter. The offense, again, looking lost, out of rhythm. And then the second quarter goes down, and what do we see? A 16-play, 75-yard, nearly 8 minutes of clock drive that led to a Jalen Hurts QB sneak for a touchdown. 13 of those plays were runs for 64 yards. That was kind of Brian Johnson getting out of his own damn way and saying, Eagles, do what you do and score the damn ball. What was your take on the offense?
Yeah, DeAndre Swift, man, he looks good. Like, the broadcast has actually done a pretty good job pointing some of this out tonight, but there's been a few plays that he's just bounced because there was nothing there, and he's turned nothing into positive plays. I don't understand why he wasn't playing last week, how this guy gets one carry. We all thought he was good. He didn't play. People, I talk about like wanting Sidney Brown to play on the defense, and people are like, well, the coaches must be seeing something in practice. No, sometimes coaches just make stupid personnel decisions, and giving DeAndre Swift one carry last week was a stupid personnel decision.
Absolutely. This is what I like to see right here. Sharing my screen. Give me a sec. Look at this production from first down. Like, there was way too many second and longs, third and longs in week one. Look at the green highlighted there. Swift run for 7 yards. Swift run for 13 yards. Swift run for 8 yards. Swift run for 7 yards. I like the production that Eagles are getting on first down, led by DeAndre Swift, man. This is making me feel a little bit better inside. Quentin, not picking the Eagles in this one. He's kind of got his mouth shut. Steven chimes in, says Barnett looks bad. Juergens having pass blocking. Pass blocking is not sharp today. Good adjustments, keeping it simple. Yeah, let's jump right into Jalen Hurts. Again, he had that really ugly interception in this one, threw into traffic. The play, he just totally misread the entire play. Jalen Hurts does have 9 carries for 30 yards. I'm sick and tired of the Eagles just running this guy into the ground. Like it seems like the Vikings know it's coming every single time. Thoughts on Jalen Hurts?
Still hasn't looked great. Overall, doesn't seem settled in, comfortable. That interception, I think that's just another example of him. We talked about it last week. I talked about it on film reviews, predetermining where he's going with the ball. He knew he was throwing that dig route before they snapped the ball because there were 2 Vikings there that had a better shot to catch that than Devonta Smith. Like, it was never there. Now, it's 3rd and long, and so it kind of mitigates the damage. It's a 20-yard interception instead of a 35, 40-yard punt. So I'm semi-okay with you trying to squeeze it in there. You're not in field goal range, 3rd and long, whatever. But it was a bad throw. Like, if you're going to just throw one up, throw it up to A.J. Brown on the streak. At least he was one-on-one. This comment here from Facebook, from Fred, why can't Hurts throw right now? I don't like using the QB draw as an example of that. That's the perfect play call there with 7 seconds. I mean, they're thinking quick throw to the boundary, and so they're playing that way. And so you got a light look inside. You know that you can run and get down and get the timeout. So I actually thought that was – I expected that play call, but I thought that was a fine play call. But, yeah, Hurts has still not looked super sharp through the air.
Yep. Quinn says the refs missed a trip against DeAndre Swift. Steven says, I feel like the game plan was to outscore Minnesota given the defensive personnel issues. Looks like a good audible and strategy. Keep the mini offense off the field. Mystic Biscuit, that's an amazing YouTube name. Getting tired of the 3rd and long read option plays. And I knew they were going quarterback draw. Let's jump into this Eagles defense. Again, I'm impressed by the Eagles defensive line. I thought they have played outstanding. Josh Sweat, Jordan
Jordan Davis leading the team in sacks through 6 quarters of football.
I tweeted that. Like, are we on the cusp of an unbelievable season by Jordan Davis?
Yes, I hope so. And Jalen Carter. I mean, so it's not even just the sack though. Like the play where Kirk Cousins like tripped, that was Jordan Davis. He literally pushed the guard back into Kirk Cousins as he was trying to take his drop, and it tripped him. Jalen Carter just destroyed an offensive guard to make a tackle for loss. Like those two guys have looked so sharp in the trenches. They've been awesome.
Yep. We haven't really seen Hassan Reddick. I feel like they're dropping him a lot in coverage to make up for the linebacker issues. But yeah, like you said, Jalen Carter just bullying this Minnesota offensive line and just knocked a running back down. I think it was Madison for a -3 yard loss. Still struggling in coverage though, right, Shane? Like I don't know how much I'm in love. Your boy Justin Evans kind of had some plays in this one though. I got to give him that, right?
Yeah, he forced a fumble. I mean, on special teams, which is where he should be playing to begin with. So, obviously, Avonte Maddox goes down, and that's huge. He almost made it through 5 consecutive quarters of football before getting hurt. I think 6 would have been a personal best for him. So, you just can't rely on Maddox. He's one of the most injury-prone guys on this team, and it just stinks that he goes down when you also have Bradbury out and Blankenship and Nakobe Dean. And, of course, on the offensive side, you got Kenny Gainwell. Quez Watkins dealing with a hamstring issue. Like, the Eagles never played a game last year where they were missing 3 starters, and they're missing like 6 already in week 2. It's crazy the injury luck this team has had so far.
Absolutely. And considering how lucky they were last year with the injuries, here we are. What's your vibe heading into the second half?
I don't think the Vikings can stop the Eagles' rushing attack. I think as long as you don't try to get cute, like I'm going to keep handing the ball to DeAndre Swift until they stop it. And the only way they're going to stop it is to give me one-on-one shots to A.J. Brown. And so I think you got to get back to that. I felt like early the Eagles tried to spread the Vikings out so you could see where the pressure was coming from, and it just wasn't working. So now they've gone a little heavier and condensed and just run the ball. And I think you keep doing that until the Vikings overcommit, and then you just bombs away to A.J. Brown. So I think the offense will be okay. Hopefully the Minnesota offense keeps self-destructing and helping the defense out as well.
Yeah, we kind of saw the Eagles offense find its identity in that second quarter. It was really great to see. I feel like they've spent 6 quarters just outthinking themselves. Just start bullying guys in the trenches, and that's going to set up big plays down the field, hopefully in the second half. Steven says the amount of push in the middle is absurd. We may see Reddick rush more if we can get a 2-possession lead. I mean, that's what we expect. Like, that's where one of the biggest advantages the Eagles have in that interior offensive line for the Vikings, man. Let's see that continue. Mystic Biscuit says, are we excited to see Eli Ricks and Ringo? Shane?
No, because that means James Bradbury and Avonte Maddox are out. I want to see them in the preseason or when games are closed, when they're over. 4th quarter up by 30. I don't want to see them in a one-score game.
Yep. I'm not even going to read that. That's hilarious.
You put it on the screen. That's bad enough.
Well, I guess we should bring this up just a little bit. Let's look at Justin Jefferson. He has 5 catches for 57 yards. He has a long of 30 on 5 targets. So 5 catches, 5 targets. Hasn't really done that much damage in general. What are your thoughts on the Eagles limiting Justin Jefferson?
Yeah, I mean, are they? Scroll up? What's Kirk Cousins' completion percentage? I feel pretty like good. When the Vikings have thrown the ball, it's been fine. Like Kirk hasn't thrown a pick. He's only been sacked once, but it's been the fumbles. They got 2 fumbles on offense, 1 on special teams. Has really messed with their offensive rhythm. Yeah, I'm still a little. I mean, Jefferson's a good player, and he's going to get the better of Slay at some point. He did it on the first play. He'll do it again. Very fortunate. It was Jefferson that fumbled it out of the end zone, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, stupidest rule in all of sports. That should not be a touchback. I've said that for years. I think they should change it now Like, don't retroactively change it. But right now, I'm good with you changing it. Huge benefit to the Eagles there. I'm surprised Jordan Addison hasn't shown up a little more against the CB2 so far.
Yep. TJ Hawkinson having a big game, 4 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. I'm surprised they're not going to him more, to be honest. Like that's a huge advantage. Hope we rush for 300 yards tonight. Love the show. That wraps it up. Final thoughts and plugs, Shane.
Yeah, you can check me out on Twitter and YouTube at ShaneHalfNFL. I'm live tweeting the game as I do every game, so I'm throwing up clips. You can think of me as your personal replay since the broadcast is bad about showing replays. You can also check out my whole NFL podcast, Chalk Talk, goes live every Tuesday night reviewing each week's action.
All right. That wraps it up. Steven says Slay looks slow on that crossing route against. That's true. That is true. Although pretty much everybody else in the NFL looks slow on that. All right. Guys, we will be back for post game. I won't be on it, but we got guys covering it when the clock hits 0. He is Shane Half at Shane Half NFL. I am Dobbs, Mr. Crockpot. For Shane, for myself, stay awesome, everyone.